Since the dawn of civilization, people have sensed that the mysteries of illness and healing are linked to both the seen and unseen worlds. In China, ancient medicine teaches that the body includes a subtle energy system composed of meridians which act as conduits for vital forces, called qi. These pathways provide the chance to maintain a balance of receptive energy, yin, and assertive energy, yang. Disease is the result of an inequality between these two forces. Healing begins when these imbalances are corrected. Edgar Cayce, the clairvoyant pioneer of holistic healing in America, also believed that many types of disease are the result of imbalances within the subtle energy fields of the body. Some of Cayce's methods rely on healing influences that come from human touch. Therapeutic massage is one example. It stimulates the blood and lymph circulation at purely a physical level and triggers the body's own healing responses. A communication occurs between the hands of the therapist and the flesh of the patient. It works through the law of resonance. Just like one vibrating tuning fork can start up a vibration in another tuning fork that comes nearby. The energy fields of the therapist encourage similar patterns of vibration within the patient. When this type of spiritual healing method is practiced intentionally, it's usually called laying on of hands. The process requires an individual willing to be a vehicle for healing forces. Putting aside personal desires or expectations and moving into a meditative frame of mind, the channel for laying on of hands invites spiritual energy to flow through his or her own body and hands. This kind of spiritual healing is based on the principle that creative healing energy can readily pass from one person to the next, a principle illustrated in biblical stories of miraculous healings. For many people, touch healing is not a replacement for traditional medical treatment, but rather an additional way that healing is brought within our reach.
One of the best-known approaches to touch healing is called therapeutic touch. Particularly within the nursing profession, therapeutic touch has become an additional tool for pain management or the promotion of healing. When used by a qualified practitioner, this kind of touch healing can assist in the body's overall health and well-being.
Therapeutic touch works on the assumption that human beings are energy fields. There's a belief that this field radiates around people, and it also will reflect any kind of imbalance in the field. In therapeutic touch, with the hands being just a few inches away from the body, the practitioner is trying to determine where in the field there's perhaps some imbalances or some differences. The feeling can be felt as maybe a tingling sensation in the hands. It can be a hot spot or a cold spot. It's very subtle. It's often not extremely noticeable. The person can try to learn how to feel these differences by using a simple exercise that's done in every workshop, and that's to place the palms of your hands fairly close together. All the time you're doing this, focus on the space between your hands. It feels a little like a magnet there, or it could feel some heat. Your fingers may start tingling, your palms start tingling. And we tell people that these sensations that you're feeling when you're doing this are what you might be experiencing when you're assessing. This technique involves 5 steps. Centering is the first step. It's just kind of bringing a person's awareness to the present moment. And then an assessment is done with the hands, palms facing the person, about 3 to 6 inches away. And the third step after this assessment is called clearing the field. It's kind of a gentle sweeping movements with the hand through the field. And then the fourth step is helping to balance the field, to mobilize or direct the energy. The last step is called knowing when to stop. Therapeutic touch has been used for physical injury. It can also be used if there's any kind of emotional trauma or just plain stress, just people being overworked or feeling overburdened. It helps in a way of balancing the field.
Like any other ability, touch healing is a skill that can be learned and developed. It requires not only a clear sense of purpose and a willingness to practice, but also a belief in the power of our body's own energy fields.